Hi everybody, I'm here with Leah from the Conemaugh School of Nursing, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the nursing programs for after high school.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well surviving this whole virus situation. And we're doing our best to get information out to everyone who may be interested in our programs. And I hope that you take advantage of that and feel free to have your parents, yourself, or your guidance counselor contact me with any further questions if things haven't been answered. All right, so we'll get started. Here at Conemaugh Memorial Medical Center in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, we have a School of Nursing, and we have several allied health schools that I'll be going through some information here shortly with you. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention that fairly close to home, you have an opportunity for some really tried and true healthcare careers that are close to home. We have our first nursing program started in 1896. So we've been in this business a long time, and it's very worthwhile. So I'm going to start the presentation, and I'll probably interject because the slides are kind of basic, but it will give you an overview of what's available. Okay, so in addition to our School of Nursing, we have a paramedic and EMT program, a radiologic technology program, histotechnology, and see, my slides are advancing on their own, so we'll go back. Histotechnology, medical laboratory science program, and surgical technology. So this is just a slide that lets you know that our first nursing program, the first class, was established in 1896. We are a two-year program. A lot of people have questions about the difference between BSN, RN, associate degree programs, diploma schools. Conemaugh is a diploma nursing school. It is a diploma school because of the amount of clinical hours, clinical education versus college coursework. So we cannot award an associate's degree because we have well over 900 hours, almost 1,000 hours of clinical time that you are not going to get. It's probably close to a third of that you will get in an associate's degree program. With an associate's degree program, you are taking more college elective courses. I guess the easiest way we can say is we are training you to be a registered nurse. So if you are taking extra electives to fill that void, such as maybe art history, philosophy, yoga, whatever your electives are, we're really not interested in that. So we are giving you additional clinical time that prepares you for the workforce. And we have extremely high board passage rates, job placement rates, and upon graduation, you can immediately start your RN to BSN. So if you're interested in obtaining that bachelor's degree, which we always do encourage our graduates to obtain, you do need that. You do need your BSN if you want to get into administrative work, management, you want to pursue your education and become maybe a nurse practitioner or nurse anesthetist. Yes, you need your BSN and then your master's degree. But you can start working as a registered nurse. You take the same state nursing board exam as a bachelor's trained nurse or an associate's degree or a diploma nurse. You are taking the same exact state nursing board exam that gives you that credential, RN, for registered nurse, behind your name. So you can enter the workforce right away. You can sign up with one of actually any college of choice for an online RN to BSN program. I'll get to that in just a few minutes here about our articulation agreements we have with 5 colleges or 5 universities. And you can enter the workforce. You can start making money right off the bat. If you're employed, then your employer typically has a tuition reimbursement policy or program that they can help, give you money towards that. And if you choose one of the 5 universities we're kind of affiliated with, then they also give you a reduction in your tuition costs. So it's win-win. It's 3 ways of winning. You're making money, your employer's kicking in money, and you're getting a reduction just for being a graduate of our program. I hope that helped. That was a lot of information explaining the difference. Okay. So for our nursing school and most of our programs, these are kind of standard admission requirements. Oh, darn. Now, how am I going to get back? Well, I didn't want to do that, folks. And now I can't find my little arrow to get back. There we go. I'm going to buzz back here. Sorry. Okay. So these right here are the basic admission requirements. Algebra, biology, chemistry at the high school level, passing with a C or better. You need 1,000 on your SATs or 18 composite score on your ACTs. And if you haven't achieved that score, we do offer an entrance exam that you can take in lieu of one of those 2 scores. Your $35 application fee, 3 letters of reference, a short personal essay. We just ask you to address 3 questions. And then the anatomy and physiology 1 and 2 are with a lab are prerequisites to getting into our program. So as high school seniors, if you have the opportunity for dual enrollment, I highly suggest that you do that for the anatomy and physiology 1. And then you would take 2 summer prior to entering our program. Our program begins at the end of every August. We only have 1 start date. It's every fall. It is 2 years, as I mentioned earlier, and you do get 8 weeks off in the summer. So we have 3 semesters. The first 2 are 16 weeks. The last semester is 8, and then you have 8 off to kind of relax and rejuvenate before your senior year begins. Okay. Now we're going the opposite way. Okay. All right, so this gives just a little bit of demographic information here. Our class size is 85 to 95 is typically what we strive to start with. Our goal, we usually accept 100, and we just have some folks who change their mind before the start of class. But that's our typical size that we start with. Estimated cost there you can see is just under $33,000 for both years. And this just gives a little breakdown here of annual salary. I can tell you only for Conemaugh here, you started over $26 an hour for an entry-level registered nurse. You can see our first attempt pass rate there is 93.2%, which is high. It's it's well over the 80% average. The national average is 88.7. Just gives you different opportunities. When you think of registered nurse, sometimes you just think of a nurse working on the floor. You go in for a procedure, you're staying over, and you don't consider long-term care, occupational health for businesses, school nurse, legal nurse consultant, traveling nurses. You can get into teaching and administration and some different areas there. Parish nursing, if being part of your church community is important to you, that's an option. So we did go through a lot of this. 2-year curriculum. We are at an accredited program and have been for a long time. And this tells you here at the very bottom of this slide the articulation agreements that we have. So Mount Aloysius, Carlow, Chamberlain, Drexel, and Grand Canyon universities will all give our graduates a discount in tuition reimbursement. And it ranges differently, but I would say an average is 25% reduction cost in your tuition to enroll in their RN to BSN, which can be completed within 15 months. So if you have peers of yours who are attending a 4-year college for nursing, you can actually graduate before that 4-year time frame, and almost half of that you've already been working. So you're earning money. You're getting help from your employer with tuition reimbursement and that reduction in tuition costs. So as I said when we first started, it is win-win-win, and it's a very logical approach to getting your BSN degree. Okay, see, now I can't find my arrows. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is a homemade video, so it is not professionally done. I hope it doesn't make you too nauseous. It does jump around just a bit, but it is a glimpse of our renovated facility last year. So I'm just going to let this play. Okay, so that was a tour of our new renovated building, and we're very happy with it. Don't be alarmed by the caution tape. It doesn't mean that it's broken. It's just there for social distancing purposes, okay? All right, so then we talked pretty extensively about the nursing program. The only courses that we have in our curriculum, in addition to that anatomy and physiology, and you can find all this information on our website at conemaugh.org/education. And that's at the end of the presentation. You can write that down, but there's a recap and much more informative, a ton of information than what I'm able to give here. But we do not have a lot of electives in our curriculum. It's just English composition, psychology, sociology, human development, diet therapy for nursing, critical thinking, and microbiology. That's it. There's nothing in addition that we have. You'll notice that we do not require a college level chemistry or college level math, and that is because any math or chemistry that you need is built into the nursing courses themselves. So I want you to understand that. It's not that you're not getting it, but you're getting it in a different way. All right, so our allied health programs that you see here, we have our emergency medical services, histotechnology, medical laboratory science, radiologic technology, and surgical technology. Those are all programs here where all of your clinical work is done at the hospital in conjunction, similar to nursing. The college courses that coordinate with those are done through Penn Highlands or UPJ. All right, so let's find my mouse here. I lost it. Okay, so here's our EMT. I'm sorry, guys. This is jumping all over. Okay, our EMT program. I'm going to go through these rather fast. Offered twice a year, November through May. That session is in the evenings. And then there's a program, a summer program, June through August, and that is much longer days, and it's an accelerated course. The total for this is $890, and the information for the program you can find online, such as the admission process and where to start. Same with our paramedic program here. This is a 12-month program. There is more information online. This just gives you kind of a quick overview of what to expect. Radiologic technology. These are the folks that are working in the X-ray department, radiology department. You're learning how to take X-rays and CT scans, MRIs, ultrasounds. And that just gives you the total cost of their program. It's 21 months, a little over $24,000. And you can see the average salary there. Histology. This is where you're working in the pathology department and you are learning how to process biopsies and slides, helping to make a diagnosis for a patient, assisting the pathologist. Another thing that you participate in is autopsies. An autopsy is when you are trying to find the manner of death. So if forensic science is something that interests you, this might be a good opportunity. There's just a quick overview of what you can do. Medical laboratory science. This is kind of, we refer to it as a 3-in-1 program. This is a very scientific type of program. You are working in the lab. You are really getting down to the nitty-gritty because you want to definitely give the patient and the physician a clear understanding of what's going on with some of the different body fluids that you might be extracting, such as if you're having blood work. You want that to be extremely precise in how many white blood cells, how many red blood cells, if there's an infection. This is a very scientific type career. You're more often working by yourself instead of a team approach, which is different than some of these other careers. But you do need a certain amount of chemistry classes, biology, science classes at the college level, and that is all described very well online. You can read this later. And surgical technology, this is working in the operating room. You're learning how to prepare the sterile fields. There's a lot of anatomy and physiology because you're going to want to be prepared for the body systems and what you're helping to assist on those surgeries for. This is one program that you start your classes at UPJ, University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown, and then you transfer into the hospital. So you'll at least do your first semester, sometimes first year at UPJ, and then you transfer here to Conemaugh. In addition to the operating room, you can work in physicians' offices, veterinary offices. You can be employed privately by a surgeon. You can work in outpatient clinics, there's several different ways you can go with your surgical technology degree. And that is the end of my presentation here. I should have put my contact info, and I can actually type it in here at the end, but it's just a brief slide that it shows you where to go. Again, it's conemaugh.org/education. Once you get to that education tab, every program is listed individually, along with the admission process and admission checklist. You can apply online, but you still need to mail in your references and your application fee. But each program director contact info is listed under the program, and mine is also there under the admissions. So again, my name is Leah Patton, and my email is LP as in Paul, ATTON@conemaugh.org. And my phone number is 814-534-9492. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leah.
Okay.